Question I want you to ask yourself is, what does success mean to you? Welcome to this episode of the Limitation Is A Mirage podcast. So a lot of people have been looking back over their 2020. Some have been devastated by how it's went. Some have been a bit unhappy. But the main question that I've been asking anyone that's interacted with me or talked about how I feel it's went is that it has been successful in some way and unsuccessful in others. And the reason I know this is because I know what success looks like to me. I know what I had planned in January and I know where I am now. So ask yourself, what does success look like to you? Does being successful mean that you have lost weight, that you've got a new job, you've improved your relationship, you're happy in your marriage? What does success look like to you? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to be well known? Do you want to write a book? Like, success can be anything. And success for you is different than it is for me, and it's different for the person beside you. And everyone around you has an idea of success that's different. I remember working with a group, and I'd been working with a lot of corporate people for about 3 or 4 months. Every bit of work I did was in the corporate environment. So when we were talking in millions. So what does the company want to do this year? We want to make 10 million. We want to make 100 million. And then I went and worked with some other people on just life goals, and one of them was trying to be a detective in the police force. One of them was trying to get further on in their movie career and their stunt career, things like that. And then I worked with a group, and they took the piss a wee bit at the start. So I thought, whenever I read their goals and aspirations for the upcoming year, I thought they were taking the piss out of me again, because one of them had wrote they wanted to work in the spar shop, and another one said they wanted to work in Eurospar. And when I read them out, the guy who said he wanted to work in the Spar was just flabbergasted by the guy who wanted to work in the Eurospar. He was like, fuck, do you really think you get a job there? That'd be deadly. And I thought they were taking the piss, and I asked them, I was like, well, do you want to work in the Spar? Do you want to own the Spar? Do you want to manage it? What's your goal? And they were like, I would just love to be there, like packing shelves. And to them, they would have been like over the moon. That would have been their ideal of success, would be packing shelves in a Spar shop. So that's when I started to realize that success is measured by yourself. So the fact that like you're not married, you don't have kids, and you don't have a full-time job by the time you're 30, or whatever society says you have to do, just because you haven't done that doesn't mean you're not successful. Maybe you haven't done that, but you're successful in your own right, because the job that you have, you've got your way up the ranks. You've wrote a book, you've ran a marathon, you've got fit and healthy. Whatever it is that you see success as, that's what's important. So whenever you're thinking about being successful or who you are as a person, start to think about the things that you want to achieve, and forget about what other people want you to achieve or where they think you should be or what you should do. Try to be successful, but don't do anything that's going to damage your future character. So an example would be, whenever I was training in martial arts a long time ago, maybe around 2004 or something like that, I met a master of a martial art. And during a seminar, I did quite well at the art. I'd never studied it before, practiced, but it had a lot of the same things in it that the art I was studying did. And I'm very good at watching people and picking up what they're doing and learning fast. And at the end, the guy offered me the opportunity to be his head coach. So initially when he offered it, I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. How do we do this? Like, how do I train with you? What do we do? How long is it going to take? And he was like, no, you seem all right at it. I'll just sign it over, and then you can pay me a lump sum every month, but you can sell it under my name, which means more people will come to you. And if I had done that, I would have had a successful club, because he was really well known. So people would have came to me. Just to have him as my lineage would have looked good for me, but I thought about my future. Would I be happy with that 5-10 years down the line, just lying basically to all of my students? And it really took away for me, it took away the art of the martial art. It took away the spirit, and the journey that I was on was about discovering who I was and opening up a bit more. So within 6 to 8 months, I could have been a very successful martial arts coach, and got to the point where he would have graded me up. He would have given me whatever grade he thought was useful for me to build a community that would have paid him more money. But at the end of the day, I would have ruined my character for me. Nobody else would ever needed to know about it. I could have kept it to myself, but personally, I would have known and I would have felt that, and it would have chipped away at me. So I'm not going to do anything that's going to make me successful in a way that I'm not going to be happy with. So that's just what I want to reach out to you today and ask you to ask yourself, what does success look like to you? And then just start working towards that. Write it down. Write down what success is for you. And then start using your day-to-day to create that success in your life. And I guarantee once you start to do that and you start to direct your life in that way, you'll clear out all the clutter from your life. Like one of the things I've done in the last week is take social media off my phone. So I'm only ever on it whenever I'm uploading stuff, or when I have to go on the computer to go on it. So when I'm on the computer, I'm able to check into things. So it's freed up so much more time. I didn't realize how much time, and I don't spend a lot of time on social media, but even for me, it felt like a lot. Clearing it off my phone, just doing that, because I was thinking it's not bringing a lot to my life. So I knew that I could still post the podcast, post everything else through the computer. So taking it off my phone has upped my quality of life. Just like I'm reading a wee bit more. I'm spending more time just away from my phone. I still, whenever I go to nature, I would always have left my phone behind anyway. But it's just really elevated that. So start to think about the things how you measure success. And you will start to clear out the clutter, the people that hold you back, the things that hold you back, the foods that taste nice but make you feel like shit later. You'll start to do all of that yourself just because your focus is towards something rather than away from. A lot of people focus away from being overweight, away from being tired, away from being depressed, instead of going towards feeling happy, feeling better, feeling successful. So that's what I want you to do this week. And feel free to reach out to me and tell me what your vision of success is. I would love to hear it, actually. So ask yourself, what is your vision of success? How do you measure success? And then start living a life towards that. So thanks again for tuning in. Have an amazing day, whatever you get up to, and I will speak to you again soon.